Guys, welcome to Celebrity Corner. Before we begin, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like our videos. Kristen Stewart seemingly threw shades at the Twilight movies when she was asked about her best and worst movies, and fans were left in total shock. So what exactly did she say about the franchise? Did the movies completely mess up her career? Oh, tryhards. We hope this doesn't completely break your hearts. Kristen began working as an actress when she was literally just a child. One of her earlier projects, when she was 10 years old, was the film, The Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas. Then she went on to give remarkable performances in films, such as The Panic Room and Into the Wild. However, she really cemented her spot in the entertainment industry in 2008 when she was cast as Bella Swan in the hit franchise The Twilight Saga. The series was loved by millions of people. But according to Kristen, the movies were probably not some of her best works. That conversation took place in an interview with the Sunday Times in 2021, where Kristen was questioned about her impressive filmography. She said, "I've probably made 5 really good films out of 45 or 50 films. Ones that I go, wow, that person made a top-to-bottom beautiful piece of work." Yeah, most people were like, "What, only 5 out of the 5 great movies?" Kristen added, "The best movies in which she starred are Clouds of Sils, Maria in 2014, and Personal Shopper in 2016. She did not disclose her other personal favorites, saying she'd have to look at her credit list. But her role as the late Princess Diana in Spencer is already picking up Oscar, but yet it hasn't even been released. So that one is also probably in her top 5 list. This leaves only 2 slots, and fans were more than happy to fill in the blanks. One fan wrote, "The 5 movies Kristen Stewart has been in that she thinks are good are Panic Room, Personal Shopper, Spencer, Clouds of Sils, Maria, and Adventureland." Someone else wrote, "My guess is Clouds of Sils, Maria, that got her Caesar the French Academy, Personal Shopper, still Alice, and of course #Spencer." Others said that Kristen should probably go easy on herself. With one noting, "Kristen Stewart should go easier on herself. I was just on IMDb, and I counted about 9 movies of hers I've liked, and about 5 more that look good, and I want to see." Okay, what the bad movies? When asked how she picked her past roles, Kristen candidly told the Sunday Times, "It's a total crapshoot." Of course, she was also pressed to reveal the bad movies. But Kristen chose to take the high road and refused to name any movies. Instead, she compared the experience to dating. Obviously, it didn't stop fans from coming up with their own list about her bad movies. And the Twilight series made it to most lists. Most people actually joked about it by listing all 5 Twilight movies. That wasn't quite surprising, considering the movies have actually received brutal reviews in the past. Like one person bluntly said, "Kristen has 40+ movie credits, Twilight is by far her worst work." Another person also previously wrote, "Twilight, this movie was the worst thing I have seen in a while. Atrocious acting from all of them. Why are people crawling on trees whiter than paper? Kristen Stew has no emotion, while Rob Pat is in pain the whole time. I really need an account to trash this movie, horrific." Well, some people were more disappointed with how many people pointed out that the Twilight movies were probably the worst, since in their opinion those were Kristen's best movies. And she's done much worse in other movies. Like one fan wrote, "The only movies she was good in was the Twilight series. I haven't liked her in one movie sets. She has a flat contact, a new personality, she's typecasting more doubt. I can't wait to see how much damage she did to Princess Diana next month in Spencer the Shade." Wow, okay, Kristen didn't directly mention that the Twilight movies were some of her worst movies, but she has said a lot of things over the years, which comfortably puts the movies on that list. For instance, in 2012, she openly expressed her disappointment in the plot holes and took issue with certain aspects of her character's behavior in the films, especially after Bella finally transformed into a vampire. When asked about that final installment, in an appearance on the Graham Norton show, she said as soon as she becomes a vampire, they kind of completely forgot their duties instantly, they just want to bond, and that's ridiculous. A child, really. Few months later, Kristen's co-star, Robert Pattinson, echoed the very same sentiments in an interview, saying a lot. And that's one of those mechanics. He also elaborated his thoughts in a 2017 interview with W, where he said that if Twilight hadn't been so successful, people would have thought it was really weird. Rob added that he thought that once it became mainstream, it was difficult for people to see how strange the story actually is. Oh, Kristen has had so much more to say about the franchise. In the 2016 interview with Alan, she said that she did the Twilight movies when she was around 17 or 18-year-old, which to her were the most uncomfortable, terrible years in. Made filming also uncomfortable. Then when Alan asked what she remembered when she looked at a photo from 5 years prior, Kristen said the uncomfortable hair extensions she had to wear in the films. Anyway, in a 2018 interview with Eastern Time Canada, Kristen was asked if she would ever return to the Twilight franchise, and at first, she joked about returning. She later made it clear that she only sees that period of her life as a part of her past, not her future. The same year, she was faced with the same question by Entertainment Tonight, and Kristen's sarcasm was just evident. She was like, yeah, let me just, yes, absolutely, honestly start sending scripts. Anyway, let's start. Let's start building this. What's really exploit? In an interview with Alan 2019, Kristen also said that the spotlight after Twilight caused her to have panic attacks and stomach aches. Which is why after the Twilight saga ended, she focused more on smaller independent films. And according to her, those projects allowed her to be looked at as an actor and not the girl from Twilight. That's not all. Kristen also spoke about the difficulty she had landing more serious roles after starring in 5 films about a vampires and werewolf, human love triangle. She expressed the rage in a piece for Interview magazine in 2015 saying, "Say I do a big franchise movie about a vampire that falls in love with a normal girl. It's like, now do you want to show them that you can be a real serious actor? It's like, was I not being a real serious actor?" As late as 2020, fans were still talking about how people should stop seeing her as the Twilight girl. With people posting comments like, "Kristen Stewart is a really talented actor. Robert Pattinson Twilight was over 8 years ago. It's time to give them a chance to prove they are more than that movie." Let's also not forget that in 2013, Twilight literally dominated the Razzies, which is the most popular Academy Awards beef that hands out prizes for Hollywood, allows these movies on the eve of the Oscars. Twilight skewed a total of 7 awards, including Worst Actress, Worst Supporting Actor, Worst Director, Worst Screen Couple, Worst Screen Ensemble, and Worst Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel. Just ouch. So yeah, fans seem totally understood that the Twilight movies were probably some of the worst movies in Kristen's unrevealed list. Well, Chris also said in her Sunday Times interview that she doesn't regret the experience of making most of the movies. She only regrets saying yes to a couple of films, and not because of the results, but because it wasn't fun. She also expounded on that, adding that the worst was when she was in the middle of something and not only knew that it was probably going to be about movie, but she was supposed to go all the way to the end. In Twilight's case, she actually revealed that if anyone would have told her that they would do 5 Twilight movies when they were doing the first one, she would not have believed it. Okay, do you think the Twilight franchise was one of the worst projects Kristen ever did? Were the movies the best in your opinion? Sound off in the comment section below, and feel free to drop your top 5 best and worst Kristen movies. Also, please don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button for more videos.